Jeff Bezos, the billionaire founder of Amazon, is no stranger to bold bets. He transformed how we shop, how we read, and even how we think about space exploration. But his latest ambition is perhaps the most audacious of all, conquering aging itself. In recent years, Bezos has invested billions into a company called Altos Labs, a biotech startup dedicated to reprogramming human cells to slow, stop, or even reverse aging. Their mission is nothing less than to unlock the biological code of life and extend the human lifespan far beyond what most people thought possible. But this raises huge questions. Can money and science truly push us past 100, past 120, maybe even 150 years? If so, what does it mean for humanity when billionaires are literally trying to buy more time? This isn't just speculation. Around the world, dozens of biotech companies are working on therapies to extend life. Google founded Calico to study longevity. Elon Musk often talks about biohacking and staying sharp. And now Jeff Bezos, one of the wealthiest men in history, is betting that science can give him, and perhaps all of us, far more years than nature intended. So in this video, we'll explore the history of human longevity, the cutting-edge science of aging, the promises and dangers of extending life, and of course the ethical questions. Should humanity chase 150 years of life, or should we focus on making the years we already have better? Let's begin with a journey through history to understand how far we've already come, and why the race for radical longevity is only just beginning. For most of human history, life was short and brutal. In ancient Rome, the average life expectancy was around 25 years. People often died from infections, accidents, or violence long before old age ever arrived. In the Middle Ages, things improved only slightly. Life expectancy in Europe was still barely 35 years. Childbirth was dangerous, infant mortality was high, and diseases spread unchecked. A small wound or a bad winter could end a life. Fast forward to the 19th century, and we finally begin to see progress. The Industrial Revolution brought sanitation systems, clean water, and better nutrition. By the early 20th century, vaccines and antibiotics transformed medicine. Suddenly, humans could fight off diseases that had killed millions for centuries. By the mid-20th century, global life expectancy had doubled, reaching 60-70 years. Today, in developed countries, it's normal to live past 80, and in Japan, centenarians, people who live to 100, are celebrated with national honors. This dramatic shift shows how science and technology have already rewritten the limits of human life. But now progress has slowed. For the last few decades, life expectancy has risen only slightly in most places. We seem to have reached a plateau, and that's where visionaries like Jeff Bezos enter the story. For him, it's not enough to rely on traditional medicine or public health. He wants the next great leap, a biological revolution that could take humans to 120 or 150 years. And to achieve that, we need to understand aging itself, what it is, why it happens, and whether it can be controlled. So, what exactly is aging? Scientists now describe it as the gradual accumulation of damage in our cells and tissues. Every day, our DNA suffers breaks, proteins fold incorrectly, and harmful molecules called free radicals build up in our bodies. Over time, this damage overwhelms our natural repair systems. One key factor is telomeres, the protective caps at the ends of our chromosomes. Each time a cell divides, telomeres get shorter. When they become too short, the cell can no longer divide, leading to aging and eventual cell death. Another factor is epigenetics, the system that controls how genes are switched on and off. As we age, our epigenetic signals become less precise, causing cells to forget how to function properly. This leads to diseases, organ decline, and visible aging. For centuries, this seemed inevitable. But today, scientists are exploring ways to slow or even reverse these processes. Bezos's Altos Labs, for example, focuses on cellular reprogramming. This technique uses special factors to reset adult cells back into a younger state, repairing damage and restoring function. Early studies in animals have shown that reprogramming can extend lifespan and rejuvenate tissues. Other approaches include stem cell therapies, which regenerate damaged organs, and drugs like metformin and rapamycin, which have shown promise in extending healthy life in animal models. Artificial intelligence is now turbocharging this research. By analyzing vast amounts of data, AI can identify new anti-aging compounds, predict how they work, and accelerate discoveries that once took decades. The idea is revolutionary. Aging isn't just destiny. It may be a disease, one we can treat. Why are billionaires like Jeff Bezos pouring billions into longevity research? Part of it is obvious. They want more time. Time to enjoy their wealth, their families, their power. But it's more than selfishness. Bezos is not alone. Google founders Larry Page and Sergey Brin created Calico, another company dedicated to studying aging. Peter Thiel, co-founder of PayPal, has invested in anti-aging startups. Even Elon Musk has spoken about extending human life, though he often frames it in terms of survival on Mars. For these visionaries, living longer isn't just about vanity. It's about pushing human potential. They see aging as the last great frontier, a problem worth solving. And unlike governments, which often move slowly, billionaires can take risks, invest aggressively, and attract top scientists with huge salaries. Of course, this raises concerns. Should the future of human life be determined by the wealthy few? Will these technologies be shared with everyone or kept as luxuries for the elite? Whatever the answer, one thing is clear: money accelerates science. And right now, the money for longevity research is pouring in faster than ever. So, what could all this research lead to? Imagine a future where you go for a checkup, and instead of treating disease, doctors upgrade your biology. Nanorobots could circulate in your bloodstream, repairing tiny bits of damage every day. Gene therapies could reprogram your cells to act young again, even when you are decades old. AI-driven medicine could predict diseases before they even start, giving you preventive treatments tailored to your DNA. Scientists are already experimenting with cellular reprogramming in animals, reversing aging in tissues like skin, muscles, and even organs. If this works in humans, it could mean decades of extra healthy life. The goal is not immortality. It's health span, the number of years you live in good health. Because what's the point of reaching 150 if the last 70 years are spent in a hospital bed? Bezos and Altos Labs envision a world where living to 100 feels like living to 50 today, strong, active, and vibrant. A world where aging is not feared, but managed like any other condition. It's a bold dream. But the question is, how close are we to making it real? But let's pause. Should we even pursue 150 years of life? First, there's overpopulation. If people live much longer, what happens to resources like food, water, and housing? Unless technology advances in parallel, longevity could create new crises. Second, there's inequality. Right now, only billionaires can fund these treatments. Will longevity become the ultimate luxury? A privilege of the rich? Imagine a world where the wealthy literally age slower than everyone else. Third, there's purpose. If you know you have 150 years ahead, how does that change your decisions? Would people delay careers, families, or personal goals, believing they have endless time? Would we lose the urgency that gives life its intensity? And finally, there's identity. What does it mean to be 110 but look 40? How would society define old in such a world? Would we even recognize age the way we do today? These questions are not abstract. They are already being debated in universities, governments, and biotech conferences. The technology is coming. The question is whether humanity is ready for its consequences. Science may soon allow us to live far longer than we ever imagined. Maybe not forever, but perhaps 120, 150, or more. Jeff Bezos is betting billions that this future is possible. And while his dream may sound selfish, it could also open doors for the rest of us, if the technology is shared widely. But living longer is not enough. The challenge is to live better. Because more years without health, without purpose, without meaning, are not worth it. The race for longevity is not just about time. It's about redefining what it means to be human. So what do you think? Should billionaires like Jeff Bezos lead the race for longevity? Or should humanity focus first on improving the quality of the years we already have? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. Because in our next journey, we'll explore one of the most powerful tools in this entire field, biotechnology that can not only extend your life, but also change your appearance. From stem cells to gene editing, from skin regeneration to cellular therapies, biotech could be the key to not just living longer, but looking younger. That's our next video, the biotech that can change your appearance forever. Stay tuned.